Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today Sandra Sines, president of the Quincy Animal Shelter, stops by for another update on all their 25th anniversary activities that are still to come this year. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's kind of gray, it's kind of damp, 57 degrees right now. We'll have off and on showers throughout the day today, with temperatures climbing into the low to mid 60s. The rain will taper off this evening. It'll be chilly. Lows drop off into the upper 40s tonight, but then we are back into sunny, dry weather really for the rest of the week, with daytime highs in the mid to upper 60s. Some cool nights coming up this week. It'll feel like fall for sure, with nighttime lows into the mid 40s, but staying dry through at least Thursday, maybe into next weekend as well. So just a one-day wet down here on a Monday. It's 57 degrees right now. Checking out the news for you today, the Braintree branch of the MBTA's Red Line has been up and running for a week after that 3-week shutdown back in September to improve 18 miles of track and eliminate over 30 speed restrictions. The MBTA Chief Operating Officer Ryan Caholen says the project was a success.
Yeah, I think we're calling this a success, Joe. I think that, Monday I went out on some of the earlier service trains and saw an amazing sight. I saw people as we were pulling into stations, people thumbs upping, and the buzz out there was real, and it was beyond the buzz that I typically bring. But passengers were really excited to get back on. And then once they got on and realized that, you know what, the MBTA achieved what we set out to do and even more. That speaks volumes to where we're at as an agency. Not going to dispute there is more work to do across the entire system, but we're on it, and we can deliver, and we have delivered to the Red Line.
Caholen says the T has also implemented new policies and procedures to ensure that maintenance of the rail line is a top priority, so that prolonged shutdowns will not be needed in the future. Quincy first responders recently participated in an active shooter training drill. The city won a $261,000 grant to hold the drill at the former St. Mary's School in West Quincy. Quincy Police Chief Mark Kennedy says first responders have to know how to work together in the event of an active shooter situation in the city.
We were great at stopping the threat, but we weren't great at getting in and stopping the dying. And that's really where this training came from. And as a police department in Quincy, we're incredibly lucky, we're incredibly well trained, and I know the fire department's incredibly well trained, and we do a great job, and the fire department does a great job, but we really needed to bring those tools together. And that's what this training is all about, is that when we start working together, we're going to do a better job for the citizens, and we're going to be able to not only respond well, but give the citizens some peace of mind that, hey, when something happens, God forbid, we're incredibly well trained. We speak the same language, we communicate. There's a saying, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. And that's what we're doing here. We're preparing to be successful and bring our incredibly two great departments together.
Training was sponsored by the NFPA. It's called ASHER. It stands for Active Shooter Hostile Event Response. Program has been adopted by the state and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security as the standard for hostile event response. That grant also funded bulletproof vests for firefighters and ambulance personnel here in Quincy. Construction continues on a new clubhouse at the Furnace Brook Golf Course in Quincy. Recently, Quincy Commissioner of Natural Resources Dave Murphy took Ward 3 City Councilor Ian Kane on a tour of the construction site.
We didn't want to do anything opulent. We wanted to do something that was practical but very nice and something the city could be proud of, and that's how we ended up with this particular design. So we have a great contractor with G&R. They're out of Hanover, but they're originally from Quincy. We have an architect with Amenta Emma who's been fabulous. So the new building is going to feature a large dining area, 19th hole if you will. Okay. A beautiful outdoor covered deck overlooking the course and the water views from Furnace Brook, which I think as a neighbor, if I could walk up here on a summer evening and grab a drink in the evening and watch the sunset over Quincy Bay day. It's really going to be something
nice
that the
amenity.
neighbors are going to love.
Right.
One of the coolest new features that you don't see in a lot of different golf courses that we're adding here is we have a simulator lounge. So the basement will be 4 simulators, golf simulators, that you can play 30 of the finest courses in the world, from Pebble Beach to St. Andrews. And what that will do is that will also help us generate revenue 12 months a year.
Great.
And the ROI in the building is going to accelerate rapidly because, you know, we anticipate generating about $300,000 a year from these golf simulators. We are putting out an RFQ for food and beverage provider. The Fours had the original contract for the building, but obviously we told the old building down.
Murphy said those golf simulators will be ready for the public in February, and the new clubhouse will be open for the season in April. The city took over that facility back in 2022 and embarked on a $14 million improvement project that also includes major updates to the adjacent Forbes Hill Park, along with drainage improvements along Summit Avenue. And Health Commissioner Marley Castley said that a robust rodent control program is also underway at the construction sites. The board of directors for Fontbonne Academy in Milton has its very first woman of color to serve as chairperson. Danella Clark was named to the position during an event held recently. Clark is originally from Jamaica, but has led Boston area nonprofits for the past 30 years. Clark is the parent of a Fontbonne graduate and is currently president and chief executive officer of the Boston Arts Academy Foundation. Former Governor Charlie Baker appointed Clark to the Massachusetts Commission on the Status of Women in 2016, and in 2020 she became the first woman of color to chair that organization. Clark also worked in the administration of former Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. The former president of the South Shore Chamber of Commerce has died. Ron Zulick died at his home in Hingham last week. He was 86. Zulick served as president of the South Shore Chamber of Commerce from 1978 to 2004. He was a staunch advocate for the restoration of rail service on the South Shore and the redevelopment of Quincy Center. Zulick was born in Waterbury, Connecticut, attended the University of Connecticut, came to Massachusetts to advocate for small businesses. He was also an instructor for the United States Chamber of Commerce and had a broadcast career with a minor league baseball team in Connecticut. Zulick is survived by his wife, 3 children, and 7 grandchildren. Funeral services were private. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Sandra Sines from the Quincy Animal Shelter will be joining us with an update. That's next. Welcome back. The 25th anniversary celebration at the Quincy Animal Shelter continues with at least 3 more events coming up for the rest of this year. So President Sandra Sines has stopped by with another update. Always great to see you, Sandra. Thanks for coming over.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to see you too.
25 years and counting.
Yes.
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 I know just yesterday, actually, a big microchipping event, right?
We did, and
Yeah.
it was a really good event. We had a nice turnout thanks to Quirk Subaru, Subaru of America, and the ASPCA. We were able to provide free microchips to anyone who wanted them. So it was really great. And now we have more dogs and cats that are microchipped, so if they get lost, they have a much better chance of returning home to their owners. So really appreciate Quirk Subaru, and especially Chris, who helped us out with the entire day.
That's great. That's because that's not an inexpensive thing to do for folks, right? It can be costly.
I mean, yeah, at minimum it's about $30
Yeah.
a chip, and if you go to a vet, it can be even more.
Right.
So,
yeah. And if you have multiple pets, it's even more.
Yeah, and people, we had a lot of people bring 2 cats.
Yeah, sure.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a great value, and it's easy.
Right, exactly, yeah. Does the shelter itself do it also? The animal shelter? Do you do
This is the
microchipping?
first time we've done it.
Oh, okay.
So we provided the chips and the vet techs,
Yeah.
and Subaru provided, actually, they paid for the chips, and they provided the space.
Okay. But when somebody adopts an animal from the animal
Oh,
shelter,
yes,
they
yeah,
are
that's
chipped.
part of the adoption fee.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. So that's a great value, too.
Oh, great.
It really
Absolutely.
is, yeah. So we've got 3 big events coming up.
Yes.
The first one actually is this coming Saturday, right?
Yes, and this Saturday is a really fun event. It is totally dog-friendly, kid-friendly. It is the Braintree Beer Garden Takeover. which features a cornhole tournament. Last year it rained and it was still a blast, so we had a great turnout. But also there is Kay's Cans and Bottles has a beer garden. We have many vendors coming to the event, food trucks, and also QAS has raffles, and we're very excited about our brand new line of QAS wear.
Oh.
So 25th anniversary
Yeah.
edition, all kinds of stuff, tie-dyed shirts, regular shirts, golf shirts, so we're excited about that. So if you're low on QAS wear, you can pick it up there.
Okay, well, it's getting to be sweatshirt weather now,
Yes,
so
yes,
one of those would be
yes.
very nice.
Yeah.
And this is noon to 4 on Saturday, and it's up at the upper end of Washington Street in Braintree Highlands.
Yes, yes, and friendly dogs are welcome and encouraged.
Oh, very good. Okay. Now, this is the second annual, so
Yes.
you're going to make this obviously an annual event now?
Yeah, we hope so.
Okay.
Like I said, it's definitely something that's a lot of fun. You know, easy afternoon, especially if the weather's nice. You know, it's just a great time for the whole family.
Yeah, well, it's right now the long-range forecast looks
Right.
A-okay.
I know, that's awesome.
Let's hope it holds, yeah. And it's a pop-up event, so there's not there's not like an established beer garden there, right?
Right,
It's,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to clarify, you're taking over an entire field and turning it into a party.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like fun. And you can just show up, no admission or anything.
Exactly.
To pay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, very good. And then the big event,
Yes.
the first annual golf tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is our premier 25th anniversary event.
Yeah.
Hopefully our biggest fundraiser of the year. It is at the Granite Links on Monday, October 21st.
Right.
And tee-off time is at 11 a.m. And following your fabulous day of golf, you will have a dinner at Granite Links, and then we will have raffle, silent auction, 50-50. Hopefully you'll be able to learn about the shelter and everything that we have accomplished over the last 25 years and all of the wonderful things that we hope to continue. And hopefully we'll find new supporters who happen to be golfers.
Yes,
And we also have Nicole Gabe from Fox 25. She's going to be emceeing the event. And we have just great sponsors, again, thanks to Quirk, Robert Hale from Fox Rocks, and many other sponsors, DeFrancisco Construction. I don't want to forget anybody,
Sure,
but
yeah.
a lot of really great sponsors, and we're getting some wonderful silent auction items and raffle prizes.
Can you give us a hint?
Huh?
Give us a
We
little
have
preview?
a lot of golf-related items.
Sure, yeah.
They're, golf lessons. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but some golf guru is, it's like a $500 value that
Nice.
they'll analyze your swing.
Okay.
And New England Aquarium.
Oh.
And beef. We had somebody donate a lot of beef.
Can be valuable these days,
Right,
that's for
exactly.
sure. Okay.
So yeah, a real variety of things.
Yeah.
Some artwork.
Oh,
and
very nice.
yeah, so we're excited about that.
Okay, and I'm assuming there's still foursomes available? Or?
There are.
Okay.
I mean, we have room for 144 golfers.
Okay.
We're up over 100 now, so
Great.
there are a few slots available. So we hope, again, we're hoping for a great weather day, but
Yes,
I know
yeah.
golfers will golf in just about anything.
Mostly, yeah.
But we're hoping for a bright sunny day, and if you're still interested in signing up, you can sign up as a single, a double, or a foursome.
Okay,
So,
okay. And can you, attend but not golf? I mean, you can still...
yes,
okay.
yeah, thank you for asking. So you can attend the dinner.
Okay.
If you just want to come around 3:30
Okay.
for the dinner, that's $60.
Okay, good.
And that will include a buffet meal, and you can also participate in the raffles and entertainment.
Right, yeah. 'Cause,
Yeah.
not everybody golfs in.
Right, exactly. I don't. My
No.
golfing days are over.
Likewise, yeah. But you can
yes.
still enjoy a nice
Yeah.
afternoon and donate to the shelter at the same
Right.
time. Do you have any
Yeah.
sense for about how much you hope to raise through this?
Well, I mean, we set a modest goal of
Yeah.
about $25,000,
Okay.
and I believe that we are going to reach that goal.
That's great.
Thanks to everybody. Yeah.
Perfect for the 25th anniversary, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are the funds dedicated to any one area in the shelter?
General operations.
yeah.
One of the reasons that fundraising is so important is that the high cost of everything,
Yeah.
From vet care to food, and all of it. It's adding up. So this will go into the general fund. Plus, we are going to be moving into our brand new shelter,
That's right, yeah.
hopefully in early 2025, and there are going to be new costs associated with that move. We're going to
Oh.
have to, purchase some items to get up and running. So
see,
this will
okay.
be a big help.
Sure, absolutely. Just moving alone will be a
Right.
cost, right?
Right,
From your current
absolutely.
temporary shelter to the
Yep.
new location. But are folks excited about that?
Oh,
Yeah.
we're very excited.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true. I mean, not only for us, but for the city of Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be able to have a state-of-the-art building that will allow us to do more of what we've been doing for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Space is just such, that's what allows us to do more, is to have space, because you can't overcrowd an animal shelter. So that's really important. And to have we're calling it a surgical suite, but it's basically just actual rooms for a vet to come. Because right now we go to vets, we scramble, we have to go all over the place, so the vets come to our shelter, but it's not adequate at all. And this is going to allow us to do a on-site vet care and possibly spay-neuter surgeries,
Really?
which are so difficult to schedule right now, for a number of reasons, and that really drives up the cost too. So to be able to have all of that under one roof is going to save us a lot of money and be able to help more animals.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Are you seeing any effects of the hurricanes from down south at the shelter, Sandra?
I mean, we have not, only because we're not licensed to take animals from out of state.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's a big, long process with the Mass Department of Agriculture.
I see.
And Broad Street never would have passed.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of very rigid requirements in order to do that. And because of our short stay at East Squantum Street, we didn't really want to go through that process.
Absolutely,
But,
yeah.
we're hoping that we can get licensed at the new facility, not necessarily to take a lot of dogs from out of state, because we believe in helping. There's plenty of dogs and cats in Massachusetts that need our help first.
Of course.
But when a situation like this happens, we would like to be able to help.
Okay.
Just like other, Animal Rescue League, MSPCA,
Yes.
they're able to do it because they're such large facilities,
Right.
but we can't.
Didn't realize that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. Do you anticipate bringing on any more staff at the new shelter?
We do have an open position
Oh.
that we are interviewing for right now, which is the Director of Intake and Adoption.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big job. It's going to hopefully be a very gratifying job,
Mm.
but these are roles that volunteers have been doing for many years, and there's so many requirements through the Department of Agriculture that it's too much to ask of a volunteer.
Yeah.
And once we get in the new shelter, it's probably going to be an even bigger job.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So reach out to you if they have interest in
yes,
that?
president at quincyanimalshelter.org.
Okay. Or just give a call.
Yep,
as well.
absolutely.
Okay. Very
Yep.
good. One other event. It's not never too
I know,
early to start
I know.
talking about the holidays.
Yes.
And
So,
the big craft fair will be in November, right?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Craft Fair is also one of our,
It's like a
very
signature
popular
event, right?
events. It really is. We've been doing it for several years
Yeah.
at the Kennedy Center, and this year we have a lot of returning crafters that, some of our favorites that come by every year. We have some new crafters. I don't ask me for the names right now,
Okay.
but we have different things, jewelry and artwork and things like that. And but we also have room for more crafters. So if anybody is interested, they can give us a call at the shelter, 617-376-1349. Ask for Kit Burke. She is the event runner, and
I knew she wouldn't go far.
She's not gone. We will definitely see if we can get you a table. So,
Okay.
and that also, we have great raffle prizes. One of the big hits with the craft fair is our kitchen. So we run a snack bar and kitchen, and every year people come up with some amazing things like macaroni and cheese and beef stew and meatballs.
Oh, no
and-
kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
all right.
it's that part of the event is a lot of fun.
Okay.
So,
Sounds
yeah.
like fun. I know it's hugely popular every year.
yeah, it's crowded.
folks look
Last year
forward to
it was packed.
Yes.
So, and I know that the crafters keep coming back because it's a real benefit for them too.
Yeah, this
So
is.
get your holiday shopping done.
Well, it's the Saturday before
Yep.
Thanksgiving, so
Yep.
people will be in the frame of mind by then for sure.
Yeah.
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 So let's talk about the population at the shelter right now. What have you got?
Yes. Well, we have lots of cats.
Okay,
Uh,
as
we
always.
We always have lots of cats.
Yeah.
And we do have a couple of dogs. Not as many as we've had in the earlier part of the year, but we have. I want to talk about a dog named Luna, who is an absolutely beautiful and one of the friendliest pit bulls I think I've ever met.
Okay.
She's not very big. She's probably about 40 pounds, maybe 45 pounds, but would love it if people came in on Saturday to take a look at her. Sadly and incorrectly, pit bulls are often overlooked as, being risky or potentially aggressive, and that is absolutely not the case most of the time. With most dogs and dog breeds, you can always have one here and there, but pits are awesome, and Luna is a real volunteer favorite.
Really?
She's just a really sweet dog, always wiggling, always happy. So we'd like to find her a home, that's it. We slowed down on the puppies.
Okay.
So we had a lot of puppies this year,
Okay.
but
I bet
that's
you they go
slow.
quick though.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. And
People can't resist a puppy, right?
right.
Especially if you bring
right.
a
Puppies and
kid
kittens,
with you. Yeah.
we never have a problem with that. We
Yeah.
do have some older cats. We have a cat named Nancy, who is 13, and she needs a special home. She's a nice cat, but she doesn't want a lot of people, all over her. She
Yeah.
just wants a window to retire in, and we have a few cats like that.
Yeah.
And we have my personal favorite this week is a cat named Skippy, who is a big boy, white and orange boy, and he is the friendliest cat I have seen in a long time.
Okay.
So
All right.
we have a good variety, and we always tell people the best thing to do is come in and take a look.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a sense on a Facebook post or, seeing and meeting them is the best
Oh, it's
way
completely different.
to find your match.
Yeah. And as I understand it, cats choose their owners, not the other way around.
Yeah,
Right?
I think that, definitely cats, and I think the dogs to some extent
Think
too.
so? Yeah. What are
yeah.
the adoption hours right now at the shelter?
They're Saturdays from 10 to 2. We are going to be closed this Saturday for the Braintree Beer Garden event
okay,
because we'll
yep.
all be attending that. And I would tell people to just check our website because we are opening up randomly on Tuesdays
Oh.
and Thursdays, just to substitute for Saturday.
Okay.
So
All right. Good to know.
just give us a call.
Okay. And if folks aren't aware, you are in a temporary new location, right?
Right.
You should, behind the Kennedy
Right.
Center, essentially.
Yep. 440R,
yes.
East Quantum Street.
Yeah. And back
Right.
there, but there is
Yeah.
a sign out front to lead you back because it looks like you're going into a garage, but
Right,
actually
and
it's a location.
I tell people don't trust your GPS.
No, that's right.
because I don't think GPS knows we're there.
No, you might end up in the marsh.
Right, but we're right behind the moorings
Yes.
and right next to Ayers Collision.
Right.
So-
Okay. Now, last time you were here, we had Phil, the little dog.
Yes.
Little dog Phil.
Yes.
What's Phil's
Phil
update?
is happy in a new home.
Oh, he's been adopted. That's great.
And he was one of the happiest dogs for all of the things that poor little guy went through. He had the best personality, so we fixed his hernia, we fixed his teeth, and then he had a problem with his hernia repair, so we had the vets look at it again, and they said, it ultimately was healing nicely, and he went home with a wonderful couple, and he was just always happy.
Oh, that's great.
That's
That's great. Good.
he was a stray.
It's a happy ending. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
No,
know.
absolutely.
I know he had some pretty expensive medical bills that had racked up as
He
well.
did. He
Yeah.
absolutely was $1 million dog.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was totally worth it in the
Well,
end.
that's great. That's great. So again, just to recap, the beer garden's this coming Saturday.
Yep.
Second annual. right, at the Washington Street, Braintree Highlands area. That is from noon to 4. And that one is just show up at. You know,
Yep.
no
Absolutely.
pre-purchase or anything. Just show up
Yeah.
and have fun.
Yep.
Then, of course, the big golf tournament is on October 21st at Granite Links.
Yes.
And I see you have a QR code for folks.
Yes.
Okay. They
Yeah,
can scan
QR
that.
code, and also I should say for the beer garden event, there's a QR code if you want to sign up
Oh, okay.
for a cornhole team.
Okay.
So you can do that as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then the craft fair at the end of November.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Sandra, it's always a pleasure, and I hope we get some good information out for you about the shelter.
No, I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure.
You're very welcome. Happy continuing 25th anniversary.
I know. The celebration's not going to end.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Just enough time to look at the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Kind of what you see is what you get out there, off and on showers, and kind of cool with temperatures in the mid 60s, down to the lower 40s this evening. But then the sun returns starting tomorrow and lasting at least through Thursday, with daytime highs in the low to mid 60s, chilly nights in the mid 40s, and the long range forecast right now for next Friday and next weekend looks really nice. So enjoy it. Thanks again to Sandra Sines for joining us from the Quincy Animal Shelter. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday here on the show, Albina stops by from the Quincy Quarry and Granite Workers Museum. Meantime, check our website. It's qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there. There's news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and a whole lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.